Munkat. Munkat means head cut. Munkat is one of the famous stories in our mountains. In every village of our mountains, someone has faced a head cut. So this is the story of an old woman named Kamla from my village who had just got married, had just been married for a few days. And one night, the water in the house ran out. So, to get water, she had to go to a place far away from home. It was around 7 in the evening, and it was quite dark. But, in the moonlight, the path was clear. The road was narrow, with a mountain on one side and a thin river on the other. The river had a lot of bushes and trees, which made it quite dark. After walking for about 10 minutes, she reached the source of the water and filled it. She put her back on the pot and started walking back. She reached a little far from the stream, when suddenly she heard a thump from behind her, as if someone had jumped down from there. She thought that someone was behind her and wanted to go ahead. Because the path was narrow, she thought that the man standing behind her should be given a way to go. So she turned back. She saw that there was no one behind her. She thought that this was her illusion. So she started walking again. But as she walked, she heard footsteps behind her, as if someone was following her. This time, Kamla was very scared. She started moving fast without turning back. She heard that the sound of footsteps became louder. So Kamla stopped there. As soon as she stopped, the voice also stopped behind her. This time she turned back in fear, but this time too there was no one behind her. Kamla got scared and threw the pot there. The pot fell into the river. As soon as Kamla turned to run away from there, she bumped into a man. A 6-foot man was standing in front of her, wearing an overcoat. Kamla looked up and saw that the man was not a head, but a head cut. Kamla was stunned to see the head cut. Kamla slowly started to walk backwards. The head cut also started to walk backwards. Suddenly, a stone-like object hit Kamala's feet. Kamala looked at her feet and found a skull lying near her feet, which was definitely of Munkat. Seeing a severed head near her feet, Kamala fell down, dragging herself back. The monk comes to her, lifts her head, holds her in his hands and runs to the bushes in the river. Seeing this, Kamala gets very scared and faints. After a long time, Kamala's in-laws reach there looking for her. They bring Kamala to her senses. Kamala tells them her whole story. Her husband and father-in-law go and look for her in the bushes, but they don't find anyone there. They only find a gagri there. They bring her along. Kamla is taken home and put to sleep. The next morning, her in-laws go to the same place and clean the bushes there so that the clashes with Kamla don't happen again. Kamala's door is locked. Kamala's door is locked. Kamala's door is locked. She sees that he is none other than the moon cutter and he has a head in his hand and he goes out of the door. If you like this story, please like it. And tell us in the comments that if you have similar stories of moon cutter or sirkati in your village, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You